Hello, everybody. How you all a doing tonight? We got a nice little radio special all worked up for you. We got the residents, we got other special guest stars. How about that? Well, here we go. Good.
So I went to Boston, then I went to bed. First my friend was with me, then my friend was dead. All his clothes were burned up, and his thighs were red. After all we've been through, what more can be said? Once I went to Boston, then I went to bed. First my friend was with me, then my friend was dead. All his thighs were burned up, and his clothes were red. After all we've been through, what more can be said?
And there they are, ladies and gentlemen, the residents from San Francisco. This is Sid Powell in the RAO studios in Houston, Texas. I'm here with Mr. J. Clem, representative of Ralph Records. The residents themselves are in the studio with us, but are refusing to join us in the interview. They are apparently content to walk around the studio banging on instruments and making strange noises. Now, perhaps Mr. Clem will tell us the very interesting story behind the selection we just heard, Death in Barstow, from the residents' EP, Baby Fingers.
Glad to, Sid. Baby Fingers was originally the third side of Fingerprints, the Residents' latest album. The Residents had recorded a three-sided LP to be released as such. Ralph Records disapproved this action due to the economic infeasibility, and a compromise was reached in which this extra material was pressed into an EP and is included with the Fingerprints Collector's Edition.
Well, that's very interesting. Perhaps you can explain another story then, Mr. Clem. I understand that the residents simply hate and abhor the Beatles. What can you say about that?
Sid, that's absolutely false. The Residents do not hate the Beatles. They have simply expressed an attitude which indicates boredom with the present-day rock and roll culture.
All right, then, perhaps you can explain to me why the rumor is currently running rampant through Australia that the Beatles are, in fact, the residents.
Such a rumor exists, Sid, because Ram Magazine in Australia published a story supporting the argument that the Residents are, in fact, the Beatles.
But this is, of course, untrue.
It's absolutely untrue, Sid.
But then maybe it explains why the residents have released their new single with a Beatles song right on it.
Well, it may or may not explain that, Sid. It just so happens, though, the Residents did record Flying, a Beatles tune from the Magical Mystery Tour album. You may be more interested to know, however, that the Beatles themselves perform a Residents song on the flip side of this very same record.
Aha! It must have been really tough to get those lads back in the studio again.
Tough it was, Sid. In fact, the Beatles don't even know they were there.
Well, let us hear this controversial new single right now.
We'll be back to the Resident Special in a moment.